Talking now about the aged horses, we're going to run through all these lists real quick. No point in bringing up the obvious. You guys saw exactly what I saw this week. Adrenaline Rush, back jogging. They say sound and looks great on the track. Now he's been swimming for 6 weeks. We'll probably give him a month of jogging. We don't want to rush him through anything. Last thing we want to do is cause any issues post rehab. So we'll jog him for a month before we start feeding him any faster miles. I would say by the latter part of February, we'll hear about him starting to train. What horse is that? Oh, Bolt Power. Bolt Power is getting castrated Tuesday. Him and Captain Michael Dio are both getting castrated. I gave Captain Michael Dio the benefit of the doubt. I had Sylvain go with him the other day. Now, he put him up front. He really put him in a position to be sour. But he did. He said he softened on him when he really didn't think he should have. We're going to tinker with his shoes again, but the first thing we're going to tinker with is plumbing. He will be castrated with Bolt Power on Tuesday morning. Brave World. I didn't talk to Harry about Brave World. Why is this not hot? I didn't talk to Harry yet about Brave World, but by all accounts, he should be ready to go. I think just mathematically speaking, turn that off. This is this way. This must be that way. Okay. You can't tell, but I'm in the hot tub. Didn't want to break the news. Brave World. Yes? 45? But can you not get on the TV thing?
I don't know what channel it is.
Oh, I think it's 45. So Bolt Power castrated, Brave World, I suspect will be ready soon. Captain Michael Dio, as I said, will be castrated also. This is moving down a little bit. Captain Michael Dio, as I said, castrated on Tuesday. He went a mile in 58 or 59 on a very cold day, but I simply asked Sylvain a very simple question. Do you think he needs his testicles? He said absolutely not. There you go. Compass Rose DC, a month of racing, maybe 3-4 weeks left in her now. I'm driving her this week. She's up 2 classes. I suspect she can drop another one. If we don't have a great race this week, she can drop a class, but we're going to have to keep that in our memory banks, right? We'll see. This race is going to be very important and pivotal for Compass Rose DC over the rest of her career. I would like to see her go out on a win. She won last week. She jumped 2 classes. She can drop back down a class. That would be cool. We'll see if that happens in the next couple of weeks. Don't believe me, just watch. I suspect it's getting as close as Brave World, isn't he? I think they come in a day apart. Globetrotting ready to go on Monday. I believe she trained good on Wednesday, I was told by Jason. And her blood work looks good, so she should be ready to go, I would imagine, on Monday. High Gear No Fear. His blood's starting to look good now. He's going to be back in training mode probably in the next couple of weeks. Iglarium did not train on Saturday, as I mentioned in the opening video. She'll train a little soft. I might have to talk to James and Jason. It might make more sense. Actually, Iglarium is going to stay in Dominic Gladusburn. So I'll talk to Dominic. Maybe a soft mile Tuesday and a little schooler on Wednesday. Maybe that makes more sense. I don't know about Will to Win. She's only been in 212 in the race, but in the jog cart. So I don't know if that's wise. We'll see. We'll see what James thinks. I'm a Lovely Lady is going to qualify on Wednesday. I'll be there to qualify her at Northfield Park. As I said, I land Monday evening. By Tuesday evening, I'll be in Ohio. Jazzy Judy is racing on Monday also. I'm really hoping for a good mile from Jazzy Judy. Jekyll and Hyde keeps drawing in with that Fulton's Fury horse. Can't beat him. Can't beat that horse. So I think Jekyll and Hyde's got 1 win left in the tank for us, and it doesn't look like it's going to be this week with that horse continuing to draw in with him. So we'll see what happens with Jekyll and Hyde moving forward. Kings County. Now, I'm only going to say this a few times. James had nothing but a glowing report for Kings County when he got off the bike. He really likes him. He thinks he's on the right line a little bit more. Now, that's not that old suspensory right front. It's cleaned up. It's not hurting him under palpation. It's something else. Could be a stifle. He's a 6-year-old. Could be a lower hock. Nothing was found from Melissa McKee when she examined him. So we can do a number of things. We can look at the usual suspects, which I just mentioned, a stifle or a lower hock. We have a number of ways to mitigate that. It's nothing that's going to be a problem. He thinks he's on the right line, fighting the poles and running out in the straightaways. So again, we have options there. I think we'll start with a jawbreaker on him. I don't know if James will like that or not, but listen, the horse he's very fast. Very fast. I haven't seen him in action up close, but I know that James was enamored with him on Friday. Where else do we go here? Kings County, Eldest Patrick, 3 wins in the third and 4 starts. There's no way not to be happy with this entire situation. This horse has opened up avenues that even I didn't think were there for him. You may see this horse move to Yonkers in the coming weeks, depending on what we do with Royson's Punch. I would rather race a non-winners of, well, he is non-winners of 5 now, but he's got 40,000 made. We can't really take advantage of that the way we can. If we can race for 18 to 24,000 at Yonkers, US dollars, as opposed to racing him in really tough here in the non-winners of 75 right off the bat, or non-winners of 60 for 22 Canadian. I really think, in my mind, it depends how Royson's Punch looks, but I'm leaning towards maybe Eldest Patrick heading to Yonkers, and that's a real possibility. Locatelli was not a whole lot, really. What do they got?
Cheeseburger, vegetable wrap, steak, pizza, fish fillet, spaghetti, chicken breast, or chicken sandwich.
No. Do they have any drinks?
Oh, I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
Salad.
I'm fine.
Salad.
Nah, I'm fine. Big lunch this afternoon. So Locatelli's been great. I mean, last week, you guys know it. 1, it was unfair for him to be in the open, and 2, the horse ended up scoping a little bit sick. Now Harry's worked on him, cleaned him up. I suspect he'll be just fine on Monday night. Mama Knows Best will qualify Wednesday evening at Northfield Park, late Wednesday afternoon, I guess. My Jazz, a couple of people messaged me and said, why don't we just retire My Jazz? It's not fair to race during the amateurs. Let me be as clear as I can. I'm going to answer that. From a business standpoint, it makes absolutely no sense on planet Earth not to race her. She's sound, and this idea that she's done enough for the stable, she's a racehorse. She hasn't done as much as Locatelli. Do you want to retire him? I mean, at the end of the day, I get where people are coming from, and I love My Jazz also. But there was a real time where a lot of clients wanted to sell My Jazz, and this is one of those times where we're torn also. Ultimately, it's my decision, right? Do I feel we should breed My Jazz? There's not a ton of breeding there. Nice filly. She's small. She's had one name other than My Jazz in the entire pedigree that was any good. So there's a lot of reasons not to breed My Jazz, but I've counseled people and told people that I have a ton of respect for a talented filly that is as gritty as My Jazz. So yeah, I guess ultimately I thought it was only fair to breed My Jazz also. No, obviously Locatelli is a gelding, so he can't. Anyway, goes without saying. Not really the same thing, but you understood what I was saying. As a partner, I have no interest in stopping My Jazz until she needs to be stopped. And this idea that we stop her and put her under the lights because that's the only way she can get bred is lunacy. We stopped Canadian Titan, who cracked her knee on a Tuesday, and we had her in full on a Saturday. There was no lights or blankets at that point for her. Now, if she goes out and gets beat up in the amateurs, then yeah, that's her last start. I'm not going to beat my head against the wall just to race her. But if she can make money in the amateurs until we stop with her, then by all means, I have no problem with that. No free lunch. I guess schooled great the other day. Everybody was very, very happy with no free lunch. A lot of high expectations coming into this guy. His foot looks good. He's sound. We're keeping a real close eye on him. And Harry's done a great job bringing him back. And he looked great from what I was told the other day. Now, So and Sue, a little short. But she was in the field for 2 weeks. Came back in, was on the wheel for 10 days. You can't really train So and Sue slow, especially when it's cold like that. So I told Jason, treat her up. Train her a mile and 2.5 and see how she feels. She is eligible to that Wine and Roses next week. I have no idea who's in the class. I have no idea if she's competitive. Is she going to be short? How can't she be? It's not going to be a very kind venue next Thursday for James is going to have to protect her. Drop her in, get away 5th, treat it as a training mile that we're trying to get paid for, and go from there. I don't think there's a ton of trotters in that series. I'm going to guess maybe 12, 13. So we'll see. We'll see if she fits or not. I don't know. Stonebridge Simba will be coming back in this week sometime. Simba just needed a break, I guess. I didn't think he did, but when I drove him at Northfield, it was glaringly obvious that he did. Did I drive him? Yeah, I drove. No, the day he got stuck. Yeah, he Tortolindi get pinned in behind him. I was going to say I don't remember driving him, but no, I got a good look at him that night. Swan's Honey's been great. Third the other day. I thought she was a winner. Finished third, but raced good. Really, really happy with Swan's Honey. Tortolindi, we got a lot of people saying, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? Well, much like White Tiger, he had bled a little bit. He had 2 weeks off and was coming in. The only difference between him and Tiger was Tiger had been racing great. Tortolindi had some excuses and then drew the 8-hole on a half-mile track. I can assure you, I'm driving him on Tuesday. You're going to get a real good look at Tortolindi on Tuesday. Walk on the Moon will be ready probably a couple weeks after the filly's ready. He's got a little heavier lifting to do than they do in the coming weeks and months. White Tiger, going to be tighter this week. You know, he's not a runaway winner in the Open. He is competitive in the Open. He'll win the Open one of these weeks. It might be this week. Who knows? But he'll be a little bit tighter this week. And obviously, yes, I literally just spoke to Wayne Schaefer a moment ago. He said he wanted one more week with him at least. 1 week gives him a full month. So I told him, get feeding him, because we'll see how he looks after a week. So that's the aged horses. I'll be back in a minute. We'll talk about all the barns quickly. And then we'll talk about the 3-year-olds. As I said, no 2-year-old this week.